Hi boys and girls, it's Wednesday. Remember I sent you guys some little messages on Dojo yesterday and the day before? Well, today's story has to go with some of the things that I told you guys. Oh, and look, Gadget wanted to join us. So this story is called Country Crossing. It's by Jim Aylesworth. Now this story, you might notice some stickers on some of my books. This is a great book for word choice. So the author uses specific words, and those help us put a picture in our mind as we hear the story. Okay? So you can choose to just listen to the story and not look at the pictures, but if you don't look, you should be able to, in your head, see what the author is trying to say. So this is really good details with the words that the author uses. So country crossing. Long ago, at a place where a country road bumped across the tracks, a summer moon softened the night with a quiet light. The moonlight sparkled in the puddles on the narrow road and gleamed like silver on the trails. Crickets sang softly in the roadside weeds. Chirp, 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 chirp. And a lonely owl called from the trees along the tracks. Hoo, 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 hoo. So maybe you saw that as I was reading. Gradually, the sounds of a car stole into the peaceful night. Far away, the old car's motor went. Put-a-put, put, 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 put-a-put, put, put, put. The tires went shurr as they rolled along the pavement. With pale headlights searching out the road ahead, the car came nearer and nearer, and the sounds grew louder and louder. Put-a-put, put, 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 put-a-put, put, 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 went the old motor, and sure went the tires on the pavement. Then, just before the car reached the place where the road bumped over the tracks, the crossing bell began to ring. Clang, 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 and the warning lights began to flash. Red on, red off, red on, red off, red on. The old car slowed, splashed through a moonlit puddle, splish, and came to a stop. The crossing bell rang, clang, 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 and the warning lights flashed, red on, red off, red on, red off, red on, red off. Soon a train whistle rose in the distant night. Wahoo! Wahoo! And an old car waited. A strong yellow light began to poke its way through the trees, and the roar of the engine began to rumble out of the darkness. Choo-choo-choo, choo-choo! Choo-choo-choo-choo! Choo-choo-choo-choo! And then it was there, like a giant roaring, cha-choo-choo-choo! Cha-choo-choo-choo! Wahoo! Gizmo's excited. Wahoo! Speeding steel wheels racing on the rails, yellow lights searching, smoke pouring into the sky, sparks flying, dead leaves whirling, weeds bending in the wake. The engine sped through the night. The crossing bell rang, clang, 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 and the warning lights flashed, red on, red off, red on, red off, red on, red off. Then freight car after freight car followed the giant into the night. The headlights of the waiting cars shone upon their wheels. Clickety-clack, 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 clickety-clack. On and on they raced, freight car after freight car, 10 after 10, tank cars, flat cars, orange after orange, black after black, clickety-clack, 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 clickety-clack. And the old car waited. and the crossing bell rang. Clang, 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 clang. And the warning lights flashed. Red on, red off, red on, red off, red on, red off. At last came the caboose. It passed with a rush and a swirl of dust. A leaf flew into the air, then skidded to a stop across the road. Slowly the sound of the train began to slip away. The roaring of the engine got fainter and fainter. The clickety-clacking of the wheels got softer and softer. The whistle sounded far away. Wahoo! Wahoo! Soon the sounds of the train were gone, all swallowed by the night. The crossing bell stopped ringing. The warning lights stopped flashing. And the old car, well, it was left alone. After a moment, the car lurched silently, bumped across the tracks, and, like the train, began to fade into the night. The old motor got fainter and fainter. The churring of the tires got softer and softer. The taillights got dimmer and dimmer. And then they, too, were gone, all swallowed by the night. The night became as peaceful as before. The moonlight sparkled in puddles on the narrow road and gleamed like silver on the rails. Crickets sang in the weeds. Chirp, 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 chirp. And from the trees, a lonely owl called out into the summer night. Hoo, 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 hoo. And boys and girls, that is Country Crossing. I hope you enjoyed the words that were used in the story. Make sure when you're doing your own writing at home, you use really good words so I can see pictures in my head as I read your work. See you tomorrow.